Hi, everybody. It's Jim Black. Welcome back to another edition of Know Before You Owe. And I have Sanjay Kuchimpur with me. And why are we looking at a map? Why are we looking between Chicago and Milwaukee? The reason why is we are looking at a major development that Sanjay and his family have started called Highland Estates. Highland Estates is a project that is a very large project in the Midwest. And Sanjay, welcome to the show. And please tell us more about Highland Estates.
Hey, thank you, Jim. Always great to talk with you. Yeah, we're really excited. We just started construction on Highland Estates, which is equidistant between Milwaukee and Chicago, right on the Wisconsin-Illinois border. It's approved for 705 homes, and we started construction on the first phase, which is 108 homes, of which about half has already been committed for purchase from large national home builder and some retail buyers. And, as we get closer to being able to pull building permits, we know there's going to be a flood of interest. It's also equally exciting is that, the project is located in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, as I said, equidistant between Milwaukee and Chicago. And it is probably, one of the hottest development corridors in the Midwest. Multinational companies like Microsoft, Uline, Haribo, Eli Lilly have all planted major stakes in the ground and have facilities and are expanding facilities, bringing hundreds and thousands of jobs to the area. And much like what's happening around the rest of the United States, there are no homes. You got all these employers bringing new employees and residents to the communities, and there are no homes. So we're excited to be solving a great need in that market.
Wow, this is powerful. And how did you get started in construction? How did you even begin to learn how to build homes? It's pretty wild to think about taking land and turning it into developments. And these videos are amazing. Like to watch these timed videos every few weeks of what it looked like and what it looks like now. It's amazing to see what has gone from farmland pretty much to almost finished lots. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Tell the story.
Yeah. So our family development companies have been developing in Wisconsin for 40 years. My dad started the company in the late 70s. And, as a one-man show, kind of built up, sort of most of the high-end housing in a suburb of Milwaukee called Brookfield. And my brother and I came out of law school, started working with my dad in the mid 90s, and actually went to Pleasant Prairie and worked on a large 420 acre parcel that today hosts Costco, large regional hospital system, 216 homes, hotels, office buildings. Truly mixed use, cradle to grave development. And that project accounts for about 15% of the municipality's tax base. So back in 2021, 2022, we identified the property that is now Highland Estates. And, because of our history with the municipality, we were able to get the necessary approvals for the 705 home community. And, just took a couple of years to get through that process. And we closed on the dirt, so to speak, in May and started construction. And all of the phase one improvements are going to be done, meaning roadway, sewer, water, all the infrastructure is going to be done at the end of October, which is, that's next month, end of next month.
Wow. That's powerful. Crazy.
Yeah, we got builders that are ready to go. So it's exciting stuff.
That's huge. So again, you took this vision you had. You must have had some experience of knowing potentially what you could do with this farmland to then get it. Next step is to get it entitled, right? And then get it final approved, and the plot map, which is the layout of all the parcels and how it looks, and kind of like a Tetris board, making sure that it flows, how the municipality in your area wants to make sure that it's looks and feels and that it's safe and it's building up to code, I guess. Is that kind of the process?
Yeah. Land development is sort of the the hardest and riskiest part of sort of the real estate asset classes, that is taking farmland and getting the necessary approvals to build what we want to build. That usually takes a lot of time, but it's also sort of the greatest value creation when you're in looking at real estate. And then once you get it entitled, you got to go get the financing together. Debt equity. That's especially in this environment is no easy task. But we've been developing for a long time. We have a solid reputation, and we were able to get it. We're excited that we were able to get it done, and so we're underway.
That's amazing, because you started this project mid-COVID, right? 2021-ish, something like that. 2020.
Yeah. I mean, we identified it in 2021 and got it under contract in 2022. So during that crazy time.
Wow, that's wild. And then you're also thinking about current economic conditions, but also kind of forecasting kind of a growth model of that area, right? Because maybe what's relevant today when you're starting this process, some of the economic factors may change for the better or worse. So do you do like a market study on that? How do you evaluate where you should build?
Yeah, I mean, we did our own market study, but we know the area well. We knew for a long time that nobody had sort of put new developed lots on the ground. I think the county had done some research that showed that the Kenosha County, which is where the project is located, is 1,000 housing units short every year for the next 10 years.
Wow, 1,000 units. So that means 1,000 single family or condos or townhomes or somewhere you can live, right? That's wild to think about.
Every year for the next 10 years.
And again, Kenosha County is right between, like you saw on the map, Milwaukee and Chicago, right? It's right in that kind of corridor, like you mentioned. So people could drive, what? Is it like half hour to an hour each direction?
Milwaukee, downtown Milwaukee is like 40 minutes north, and O'Hare is 35 minutes south, and downtown Chicago is probably 45 minutes south.
Wow, I'd be conflicted if I lived there, because would I be a Packers fan or a Bears fan? I guess I don't know. It'd be a little tough, but I know what you are. Obviously, where your accent.
In Wisconsin, you gotta be a Packers fan.
That's awesome. And you are from that area of the country, right? So you went to school in Madison? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Wisconsin, went to UW-Madison, and I live in Los Angeles now, but I, still back and forth between here and Wisconsin as we get this project going.
Right on. That's awesome. Madison, I was there recently, and it's an awesome town. It's like a mini Chicago with a lot of good food and brats and sports, obviously. And you got,
The beer,
good bar, college bars. You got KKs. All those places are all great places to go.
Spotted Cow, the beer. You got to have at least a few of those.
Right. So what are you excited about? Like, because this project, right, it's one thing to just plan, and then the other part is to actually build it. How far out do you forecast this thing being done? Is this like, I think this is on your opinion. What does this look like?
700 homes. I think this is probably a 5 to 6 year full build out.
Wow. Crazy to think about how long an investment is. People think that you make quick money in real estate, or you can just make a quick buck by making an investment. And that's not the case. You've put a lot of effort and time into this with the unknown of spending money and not even knowing if you're going to actually be able to develop this or get approval for that matter, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is, there's a tremendous amount of risk involved in raw land development.
Crazy. So if we look at pretty much how you can get started, if you wanted to look at buying a property in this area, what you would end up doing is you'd be going to the website here, I'd imagine. I think you guys have a link for it. If I go to the homepage and go to the join waiting list, I could then see the lots that are released currently, right? It looks like you have a few lots still available in the first release.
Yeah. I mean, we've got about half of them already sort of, sold and, committed to. And then, we're building the rest of these, and we're welcoming other home builders. We've got a large national home builder that's taking down that big chunk there you see there with all the locks. Now we've got some local builders that are interested in some of the other lots and putting up models and specs. And we got retail buyers that are coming up saying, I want to buy, lot number 82, right?
That's awesome. And what they could do is go look here, like let's look at lot number 77, for example. It actually tells me the exact dimensions, lot size, floor plan size, what you can build on it. It's pretty slick website. This is really state of the art. And this is also a technology you guys own, right? The company site and all the things around this.
Yeah.
Very
cool. 100%. And the exciting thing is, I know you and I had talked about, a different model that we had called Steadworth, where we're helping people with down payments to help them sort of get a home affordability. I mean, we are planning on launching Steadworth into our own development. So that becomes really interesting, right? Like we're the developer of the properties and people could, come to us and say they need additional down payment monies and we could use that to help sell our own product.
Very cool. And that's right here. For more information about that, you can go to the website and see Steadworth and the solution and how it works. Really, really slick. Select different plans available and then basically move into your home. So it gives you really good information. All the things that are important when you're making a big decision around buying a property. And this program, is this just for first-time home buyers or can it be used for other things?
No, it can be used for move-up home buyers, anybody that sort of meets our sort of limited sort of requirements of 720 plus credit score and stable income, regular, income that you can support, a loan at a 43 or 45%, debt to income ratio.
Wow, this is really powerful. So again, I can get a property, I can have it be new construction, and then maybe find more creative financing for my needs. And it all starts right here by just adding yourself to the waiting list. And I'd imagine you have your team follow up later to do more details and learn about the goals of your client. That's really powerful. Very cool. We'll make sure we put this link in the chat so that people know how to find Highland Estates in Kenosha County. And it's really exciting. What's the next big thing you're up for? Like you guys have been in real estate for almost 40 years now. And you said it's you and your dad and your brother, right?
Yeah.
Your dad's a pretty nice guy. I've met him a few times. He's pretty shy though.
Yeah. He's shy. More energy than you and I together, right?
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to see this project develop literally and figuratively, and excited for you and your journey. And I imagine you're always looking for opportunities that are the right time for the right size opportunity. And are you guys looking to do more of these? What's your plan?
Oh yeah. In fact, we going to be back in Wisconsin next week. We're looking at a couple other opportunities, just actually very close to Highland Estates. So.
Wow. So this proves again that some things you hear on the national news about tariffs and people not building and people saying they're not going to be able to develop new units for home ownership is actually not the case everywhere in the country. I know it's very localized and it could be different from one street to the next in real estate, but it sounds like Wisconsin and specifically Southern Wisconsin is a fantastic place to watch the growth for the next 10 years or so.
Well, I mean, that's an interesting point. So you've got all this administration, the past administration is trying to figure out how to lower barriers to development. They're going to throw money at the solution by, figuring out ways to relax zoning codes, et cetera. I mean, we've figured that out. And because of our history, we have a great relationship with the municipality. We are able to get through that process and deliver much needed product to the market. I mean, I'm not saying that everyone can do that because you have to have a history behind you. The municipality has to feel comfortable with your execution. So we're fortunate that we've got sort of a good history and are able to get through that. So I've actually written to both administrations and said, look, we've cracked this nut here in Southeast Wisconsin, which is a critical sort of state to sort of depending on what either party you're sort of affiliated with. But yeah, it's a great story. I mean, it's a great area, tremendous growth, and we love to continue to deliver housing solutions.
That's awesome. And I'm so excited to have you on our show today. Again, know before you owe. It's about making great decisions for our audience. Again, new construction is happening across the country. We obviously are in California. It's a little harder here, but there are places that have growth and people need housing. There's a lack of housing. And good companies are growing throughout the country and they want to hire the best people they can. And they need those communities to do that. So like you mentioned, Microsoft, Eli Lilly, Uline, other large companies are right there in that corridor. And it's a fantastic place to watch the growth. And I'm excited to watch the journey ahead for Highland Estates and everything that you guys are doing. And thanks again for being on our show today, Sanjay. I appreciate you. And thanks again for your time.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for watching again, everybody. And please like, and subscribe to our channel. We look forward to bringing you more stories like Sanjay's and his families, and can't wait to see this project completed and when the first ribbon cutting is and all the fun stuff that comes with that. So thanks for your time, Sanjay. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Jim.